There's a quote that is often said, and it came from a speech by an ex-president that I'll lift up to begin our sermon for today. It is not the critic who counts, nor the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again. But there is no effort without error or shortcoming. But who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions? Who spends himself in a worthy cause? Who at best knows, in the end, the triumph of high achievement? And who, at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat. These words spoken by Theodore Roosevelt, April 1910, in Paris, speaking in a speech about citizenship in a republic, calling individuals and leaders to not be the critics that stand on the sideline, not be those that watch as things we value die, but are those who are willing to get into the arena and do the work. These words still matter to us today. And I recognize, maybe more so in our era and generation than in his, that we have made the critic a full-time position. If you turn on ESPN, we have a lot of people not playing, talking about all the people playing. In fact, there are times when we have people who've never played talking about people playing. Our news cycle has turned into people who've never led, always having words about people leading, people who get paid to just talk about what other folks are doing, but never having to hold the difficulty, the challenge of being in the arena, striving to do one's best with what one has. And sadly enough, I feel like social media has helped turn many of us into unpaid critics. Some of you, maybe your YouTube channel or your social media is big enough to give you a little check, but the majority of us go online to talk about what somebody else did and or said, criticizing without fully knowing or recognizing all that it took to get to a space. And I wonder how many of us will be ready to get into the arena